Lifeboats rushed to reach a crashed aircraft. They quickly surrounded it and rescued the astronaut inside. Her helmet was crushed and she was unconscious. After some time, the astronaut Sam woke up in a NASA hospital. She was feeling disoriented. The moment she woke up, she noticed was a pen quietly floating above her. As she stared at the pen, mesmerized, her colleagues walked in. The pen was no longer floating and fell onto the table. They cheered her on for completing her first mission in space. She felt proud, but the mood shifted when they told her that her spacecraft had hit something during re-entry. They weren't sure if it was a meteor or something else, but investigations were underway.
Could have been meteor debris. We're testing the particles we found on your spacesuit.
Later, her husband, Mark, her daughter, Izzy, and her father, General William, came to visit her in the hospital. William told her that to help her recover, they were going to move her to a quiet cabin deep in the woods. It was peaceful and heavily secured, meant to protect her while she healed. She said goodbye to her family, promising to see them after a week.
See you soon.
I'll see you soon.
After this, she was taken to the forest cabin. When she finally arrived, she was greeted by Dr. Michelle. While giving her a house tour, Dr. Michelle explained that the land had once been bought for weapon testing, but was now used as a retreat for diplomats.
Oh, sounds like a horror movie.
She also showed her the balcony, where a telescope stood. Sam walked over and looked through it, but suddenly a sharp ringing started in her ears. Dr. Michelle tried to calm her down. Inside, she told Sam she needed to recover before going on another mission. She promised to be there every morning and urged Sam to call her if she needed anything before leaving.
See you tomorrow.
Later, Sam noticed an unusual bruise on her hand, even though she hadn't injured herself. While looking at photos of her daughter, her nose suddenly began to bleed, dripping onto the Talking on the phone with a friend, Sam got distracted by something unusual outside the window. Her friend advised her not to mention any of these symptoms to the doctors, warning that they might stop her from going back to space. According to her friend, these reactions were normal after a first mission.
I'm gonna come visit you at your oasis.
I love you.
I love you, I love you, I love you.
Sam hung up, but the unease grew. The lights flickered, and a loud noise echoed through the room, as if something heavy had been thrown.
Hello?
She noticed dirt footprints inside the secure NASA house, something that shouldn't have been possible. A chair had been knocked over, explaining the source of the noise she'd heard. Deciding to investigate, she put on her jacket, stepped outside, and peered into the forest through her telescope. There, she spotted something strange. Shocked, she looked again, but this time there was nothing. Determined not to panic, she ventured into the dark woods to find out what she had seen. As she walked deeper into the forest, that same piercing ringing filled her ears again, and suddenly she woke up. Her alarm was blaring, and her head throbbed with pain. She was no longer in the forest, but back in her bed, waking up as if everything had been a dream. She noticed the bruise on her hand had deepened, turning a darker shade of purple. While preparing breakfast, an egg suddenly rose into the air on its own. Shocked by what she was seeing, she reached out to touch it. At that moment, the medical team entered, and the egg dropped, shattering on the floor. They had come to check her physical and mental condition. It was treated like a routine follow-up: medical exams, training routines, and data collection. After the physical exercises, Sam lay on the couch, worn out and tired. Michelle brought her an electrolyte drink and told her that the first day was always intense, but it would get easier with time. The data they collected from her, she added, was also valuable for the space program.
I'm happy to be of service. How's the tinnitus?
Michelle then asked about her symptoms, wondering if Sam had been experiencing any hallucinations. Sam denied having any, and Michelle smiled, assuring her that she would soon be well enough to fly again.
Make sure to stretch.
After they left, she called Mark through video chat, visibly frustrated. He reminded her that she had already spent 6 months in space and would be gone again soon.
How long for the next mission?
Come on, that's not fair. You know how important.
She told him that both her mission and her family were important. He admitted that he'd hoped adopting Izzy would bring their family closer together, but it wasn't working. As they talked, Izzy joined the call, proudly holding up a drawing of their family. Alongside them in the picture were space figures. Then Mark got a call from work and abruptly ended the conversation.
Bye, Mommy. See you soon.
Bye, baby. I'll see you soon.
After the call, Sam went outside again, bored and restless. Suddenly, that high-pitched ringing filled her ears, followed by disturbing flashes of memory, faces, voices, and fragments of something she couldn't quite remember. Looking down, she noticed a wire leading to a fake rock that hit a camera aimed directly at the house. Before she could process what she was seeing, she tripped, hit her head, and blacked out. When she woke, she was back in her bed, her head bleeding. William and his team were there. She asked about the cameras, and he explained that she hadn't been briefed about them because they hadn't expected her to leave the house.
On the full rundown of the property here.
William told her there are hidden cables and cameras, then took her into a secret room beneath the house. It was actually a safe house. He explained all the technology inside. The house is not for diplomats, but for people who are in need of temporary protection.
These switches are tied to defense systems all around the house, and obviously you won't.
Before leaving, William told her to ask the doctors to check her bruise. After he left, she sent a picture of it to her friend, who told her to just take care of it herself and that it would be fine. That night, while relaxing in the hot tub, she heard strange sounds and quickly went back inside. She called Mark but reached his voicemail.
Can you just call me back?
Moments later, the lights began flickering and the strange noises grew louder. She starts looking around the house to see if there is anything. Suddenly, the house sealed itself automatically. She tried calling her father, but there was no signal. Then she heard something outside, a low growling sound. Then she saw that someone is trying to open the door. She approached and opened it, but there was nothing on the other side. Grabbing her flashlight, she walked cautiously through the dark hallways. When she looked out the window, a gray hand slammed against the glass. Panicking, she ran to the surveillance room and checked the cameras. On the screen, she saw something crawling. Then everything faded, and she woke up. The next morning, William arrived with the NASA team as if nothing had happened. She told William she was terrified, unsure whether it was all in her head or something real. He tried to calm her down, telling her to rest and not overthink. She continued with her physical examination, during which the bruise was also checked.
Doesn't look like normal bruising, Sam.
That landing was no joke, huh?
Later, Mark and Izzy came to visit. Izzy went outside to play with William while Sam confided in Mark. She told him about the bruises, the noises, and the feeling that something had followed her back from space. She believed she might have brought back a piece of another world.
What if something followed me?
As they talked, William and Izzy returned. William took Sam to the surveillance room to show her what she had seen the night before, but there was nothing there.
What happened?
Later, Sam, Mark, and Izzy decided to go for a walk in the forest. Soon, a swarm of flying insects surrounded them. At first, they managed to rush back inside the house for safety, but then the bugs covered every window. Moments later, the entire swarm suddenly died. The cleanup team arrived shortly and offered a vague explanation, blaming the incident on the weather. After that, Mark asked Sam to come home with them, but she couldn't. She promised to return in a few days, and Mark and Izzy left. After they were gone, Sam felt a sharp pain in her foot. When she removed her shoe, she saw her toe bleeding. She ran to the bathroom and pulled off her socks, only to find that her skin was discolored and starting to decay. That night followed the same routine. She sat down to research what was happening to her. What she discovered terrified her. Her symptoms matched reports of alien abductions. Panicking, she called her husband. As she spoke to him, strange noises began again, and the house's security alarm started blaring. Before she could finish the call, the piercing sound returned. She collapsed and her phone shattered. Rushing to the surveillance room, she checked the monitors. 2 unknown figures had been detected inside the property. Fear washed over her. Moments later, another alert appeared. 3 new unidentified individuals were now detected. Then she heard the creature's sound again, and 2 beings appeared, one nearby and another faintly glowing with green markings. She ran and hid, but when she looked down at her hand, her skin was no longer fully human. It was shifting, glowing a faint blue, as if she were transforming into something else. Outside, her husband and daughter finally arrived, but it was too late. The house's security system kept them locked out. Izzy noticed a light glowing deep within the forest, and Mark, carrying her, immediately ran toward it. Sam fled into the forest, surrounded by the strange beings, while Mark and Izzy ran through the trees, shouting her name. William appeared soon after, leading a group of soldiers as they began searching the house. Eventually, Sam collapsed on the forest floor. One of the aliens stepped closer and spoke to her in their language, and to her surprise, she could understand. The alien sent a rush of images and thoughts directly into her mind, revealing the truth. She saw soldiers hunting for something, and the alien explained that the beings surrounding her weren't enemies. They were her real family. They had once been captured but managed to escape, and to protect her, they disguised her with an antidote that made her appear human. All along, she hadn't been entirely human at all. She was their child, raised by William. At that moment, Mark and Izzy reached her, and William arrived too, this time with the intent to arrest her. The plan had always been to use her as bait to draw the aliens out, so they could be captured.
You used me as bait.
I didn't have a choice.
Now the aliens had returned to reclaim her, which explained why her body had been changing. Hearing this, Mark tackled William and began punching him repeatedly. Sam began to transform completely. Her skin glowed, her features shifted, and her eyes shimmered with an otherworldly light. Her husband and daughter stood frozen, realizing the truth. She wasn't human.
You've always been?
The aliens around her called out softly, urging her to come with them. Mark, seeing the soldiers closing in, told her to go. Izzy stepped forward and whispered her goodbye. Sam looked at her daughter one last time and turned toward the glowing figures. She said farewell to her human family and ascended aboard the alien ship, leaving Earth behind to return to her true people.